Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome to Highly Talkative, where we're going to be talking about anything from relationships, parenting, business startups, losing loved ones, youth or in adult sports, and so much more. So if you're ready to be intrigued and ready to talk about some stuff, this is where you guys want to be. Stay tuned.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl Ashley, and this is our first episode of Highly Talkative. I have with me my guest, my man's James. Say hi, baby.
What up?
Go ahead and give yourself a shout out. Let them know where they can follow you at and stuff for, whatever.
Yeah, like she said, my name is James. I go by Zig, man. My Instagram is Big Z's Details. That is BIGZZ_DETAILS. Big Z's Details on Instagram. Y'all can follow me and go ahead and show me some love on there.
You heard my man's. Okay, so anyways, this is gonna be a podcast where we basically talk about any and everything. Anything from relationships, parenting, business startups, losing loved ones, coping, youth, adult, sports leagues, anything that goes on in the Central Texas Killeen area. We're gonna be really focusing on anything, honestly. This is just gonna be an open podcast where we can just be ourselves and have good conversations. We're going to invite friends in, family. Hopefully, one day we'll get big enough to start inviting celebrities in, just an open area to have good conversation. So today we're going to kind of talk about something we were kind of talking about last night, or honestly this morning when we had like this 3 to 6 a.m. powwow out of nowhere with James and his homeboys who just randomly pulled up to the house. And we were taking shots and just like talking and stuff like that. And one of the topics that we kind of touched base on was, what are men's and women's intentions when they get into a relationship? Like, are you very clear on what you want? Are you not clear on what you want? Do you expect certain things? Like, when you get into a relationship, what are your intentions? Are they different when it comes to every woman, or is it always the same? And vice versa, like, is it different when it comes to every man, or is it all the same? So I'm gonna let James take the floor and let me know what are your intentions when you were dating women, let's say like before me or even with me. Like, what were your intentions always the same, or did you know based off of the woman, like the intentions were just, I know what they finna be?
No, my intentions was almost almost the same for every woman, but in in different ways I try to get to those intentions with those different women and of course you. But intention wise, like I've always felt like if we're dating and we're in a serious relationship, my intention is to eventually marry, grow, have a family together. But if things don't work out or red flags come up about, I tend to step away from those intentions because I feel like those red flags are big red flags to me. So yeah, but
So,
yeah, right.
oh, sorry. So you mean to tell me like you never had intentions on like just seeing the female and be like, oh, I just want to hit, and I know that's it, like hit and gone. Like, I'm not looking
No,
for
yeah,
nothing
yes,
else.
yes. I've definitely have just intention. I've had just intentions of doing
Cause
that.
pause, he said have, and I was about ready to punch him in his face, y'all.
Pause. Had intentions like that, but yeah, for those, it was more so already written in stone. Like I didn't have to address that. Like all I want is this. It was already known on both parties that that's all we were about.
Okay, I feel you. I don't know. I feel like for women, it's the same in a way, but also different. Because, some women can just be like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time, and I'm out. But some women are just like, I'm ready to, like, I want a family. I know exactly what I want, and that's what I'm dating for. Like, don't waste my time, you know what I'm saying? Then you have women that's just a mixture of both. But again, I think it just kind of varies on the person you are and what you're looking for, because everything's not going to be the same, and every woman or every man is not going to be the same. So you have to know what you're getting yourself into, you know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
if you're willing to step out of your comfort zone to get into that, or if you want to stay in your comfort zone and kind of just do what you do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like I said, I feel like that should be established at the beginning. Like, hey,
Facts.
we're, I'm not here to be in a relationship. I'm not here to, and that's where some people get stuff misunderstood and feelings get hurt because some folks come in with the intention already to be in a relationship, but the other's intention is, oh, I was just here for a good time. I wasn't really here for said unsaid relationship, long term or whatever. So I feel like communication is the best part that needs to be addressed before any sexual contact or anything like that becomes between one or the other, that they need to address what they're trying to say to each other.
But just like we said earlier this morning, some people just don't respect the fact that you set those boundaries because they feel like if I can push it and if she let me push it, then I'm going to push it, instead of just respecting the fact that if it comes to that level, if we begin, so if we start, if from jump I tell you, I don't want to have sex, I think I want to wait 3 to 6 months before we even have sex, maybe a month or two before we have sex, and here it is, a week and a half in or a couple months in, and we got drunk and started getting carried away. Like I was saying, is any man? Well, I know some men, but is whoever going to have the restraint or enough respect for either party to be like, hey, this is what you said, and I know we're hot and bothered, but at the end of the day, I want to respect your wishes. So,
Well,
but I also know it's a hard thing to do when you're in that situation because, again, you're hot and bothered. And I can't speak for that because I've never myself been in that situation, but it's just like, does stuff like that happen?
yes, it does happen, but I feel like in those situations, you like I said from the, you got to have communication. So if you're feeling like, okay, this one night stand or this person I'm just having fun with, is becoming more than that, then you need to address that with said person, your partner, because of course, if you had the communication, like you said at the beginning, and you agreed to this is what we're going to do and why, X, Y, whatever, and it changes later on down the line, you need to have that conversation with said partner so you can make sure
Y'all are on the
you're
same
on the
page.
same page.
I feel
Because
you.
if you don't, then your feelings are going to get hurt. Even though your feelings might get hurt because you did catch feelings, it's still to the point where you need to talk about it. You need to express your feelings toward your partner and understand, hey, this is going on, and I know we said this is all we're gonna be, but after all these
All this time or
meetups
whatever.
and I'm starting to fall for you, or I'm starting to feel something, address the situation so you won't be in the dark by yourself or
Y'all, not James trying to put our life story out there on the sneak.
wow. Anyway, But yeah, that I definitely feel like communication would be the key to that. So yeah.
No, I absolutely feel
Now,
that.
now, now, no, no. Now, I feel like you need to give us yours. How do you feel?
Not him trying to direct me on my podcast.
How do you feel? Or what is your intentions from a man
Like I've
for your man?
like I've told you from jump, my intentions with you or any man is to become somebody's wife. I don't need the extravagant wedding. I don't need you to spend thousands of dollars on a wedding or on a ring or anything like that. But I do want to be somebody's wife. I don't want to continue on doing girlfriend duties and expect wifey materials but still holding the girlfriend title. Like, I want to have more kids, but I don't want to have more kids out of wedlock. I want to be married and have kids. Like, my goal in life is to build with somebody, have a home, have a place where my kids can come back to, have a foundation, and continue on from there with their kids. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, maybe in the past, yeah, I was here for a good time, not a long time. But from the time I started dating you, I'm here for a long time, not a good time. Well, I'm here for both, but you get what I'm saying. Like, my intentions are to break what I feel like is a generational curse, or what is it, generational trauma, or something like that. Generational trauma. Like, I want to be married. I want to show my kids a happy home, but I'm also okay with, at the end of the day, if that's not what it is, I still want to be able to show my kids healthy co-parenting. You feel me? Because not all not none of that has to be toxic, none of it has to be ugly, none of it has to be upsetting or anything like that. Like, you can all communicate, we can all come to the same agreement or disagreement, agree to disagree, but at the end of the day, understand that it's about the kids, nobody else. Put our feelings aside, no matter how upset the situation might make us. Sorry, y'all, something just happened to James. But, like, no matter how upset the situation might make us, it's still the kids' feelings and best interest over our feelings about the situation. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So at the end of the day, my intentions with a man or with you is to become your wife and show you that I can support you and be that foundation for you to be soft. Because as a man, it is okay to be soft. You don't always have to be hard. But also know that as a woman, I require the same thing in return. How do you feel about that?
I no, I agree. I agree to what you're saying. It's just, in a certain sense, I feel like as a man, if I'm giving you everything more than your past relationship or whatever said, I feel like you should go that above and beyond with that person if you really feel like this is what you want with that person. And I don't disagree with having a child out of wedlock, but also if it happens, it happens in my eyes. I but that's what I would shoot for, is to have that child, to build this family. So if it did happen before we did get married, I wouldn't be totally upset. But I do understand the goal is to be married in the long run. And I agree. I agree, but like I said, if it happens, it happens.
I feel you. But like I told you a couple of days ago, 5 years, and I feel like I've been doing wifey stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that we're still growing together and we haven't given up. And, learning each other has been great, and the growing process has been great. But if it happens, it happens. Absolutely. But I'm still stuck with you for the rest of my life. And don't even know if you fathom of wanting to put a ring on my finger. Of the whole commitment, long lasting, you gonna have to stick with me no matter what. So it's like, I feel like from that last conversation we did have, we both understand where each other comes from.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a reason for us to keep, bringing it up. But at the end of the day, we both understand. So it's just about what we really gonna do.
And time can only tell. So we're gonna do that.
Period. So we're gonna jump to the next topic.
Okay, what's the next topic?
The STD checks.
Oh my God.
Do you remember that?
From last night.
Yeah,
well,
technically
morning.
this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And this should really be like a quick one. This one and like the pregnancy scares kind of like go one and one with me. And my question basically is, and I'll give you guys like a way to respond back if you would love to, because I would love to hear feedback so I can, build my next podcast off of that and then continue on.
Excuse me.
Oh, wow, sir. Cover the mic next time. But we were basically talking about how, like, as a woman, I'm sorry, if I ask you as a man to, not even to, if I ask you when was the last time you got an STD check, if we're starting to mess around or whatever, and you can't say it was like within a couple of days, and if I ask you, well, can we go together? And that's an issue for you, it's a no for me. Because I feel like if I were to tell you I was pregnant and I was out here in these streets and you, or not even out here in these streets, but you don't know what I'm really doing because we didn't really establish that relationship, and you ask for a pregnancy test, I feel like you would want to go with me to get that pregnancy test. Would you not?
Yes and no, because if we're just messing around, whatever, and you supposedly have your outside whatever relationships going on or whatever you had before me, if that came to light and we were discussing that, and you told me about that when the situation happened and that you found that you were pregnant or whatever, I would just be there for emotional support, not necessarily want to go with you. Now, as an STD check, most definitely, I'll go with
Most definitely.
No,
I should have seen his face.
That's me personally. That's not. You shouldn't even argue that fact. If you know you're a clean guy, you know what you do or whatever you do, you should have no problems with going to go get checked. Especially now with everything that's going on in the world, there's no reason why fellas shouldn't be going out there to get checked. Hell, I just scheduled an appointment to get checked.
Period.
So, like I said, you have to keep up with your body, especially as you're getting older. I'm 33, and it's like, hey, different shit gets to popping up. Certain things are starting to ache that I shouldn't be aching. You gotta take care of your body if you want to live long and have that long-lasting family, so that you're up to your 90s and whatever. So keep up with yourself. I say all fellas should keep up with themselves. All women should keep up with themselves. And if the conversation did come up that a woman said to me, hey, when's the last time you've been checked? And it wasn't in the time frame that she feels comfortable, well, shit, let's go together. We can make a date of it. After that, we can go get something to eat and then see how feelings is feeling after that.
Period. Because my man know I love to eat. Hello.
So
See, and this is why I love him. But I'm gonna say without like putting any names or anybody out there.
and I love you too, baby.
But thank you. But it's some men out here who, and some women too. It's just some folks out here who just don't give a fuck. Like they will know you have dirty dick, dirty coochie, and they will still want to penetrate or let you hit. And that's how shit just pops off, because it literally takes nothing to find a free clinic or a clinic at low cost to just go get checked. Take care of yourself. Literally. Like, F them. I know I was cursing before, but F them. Take care of yourself. Like, that's just insane to me. But I feel like we can kind of wrap it up right there. How do you feel about that? You got anything else to say?
No, fellas, go get checked.
Yeah, because
women, ladies, go get checked. You know, it shouldn't go no longer than 6 months. I feel like, you know, but if you're out there being wild or being extra, you know, or have multiple partners, make sure that you're clean, you know, because it's a lot of bullshit out there. A lot of bullshit.
literally. And if you're in the Killeen-Bell County area, you can literally go to Google and just type in free clinics near me, and you can find a plethora of free clinics, low-cost clinics, where you can just go get checked, and they will give you condoms too. So let's just be safe and take care of ourselves and help take care of others by taking care of ourselves. But if you guys have any feedback, want to give us any suggestions or have any questions, y'all are more than welcome to email us at highlytalkative@gmail.com. That's highlytalkative@gmail.com. Or you can inbox us at on Instagram. I'm sorry, tongue tied. You can inbox us on Instagram at highly.talkative on Instagram. So that's HIGHLY.TAKATIVE on Instagram. I had to make sure I spelled that right. Jesus. I'm at the end of the podcast and I'm starting to get like nervous. But yes, so that's the wrap of our first podcast. Well, I say our, but mine, really, because it's really my podcast. But my baby helped me out for my first one, and I love him so much for it.
Y'all go follow.
And make sure y'all follow Big Z's Details on Instagram too, baby. Shout your shit out one more time before we get off.
Yes. Once again, Big Z's Details on Instagram. I do all the best car detailing in Killeen, Texas. I'm talking about secondhand new, okay? So follow me once again. It's BIGZZ_DETAILS. Big Z's Details on Instagram. Go ahead and follow your boy, you know?
All right, y'all. Give us some feedback. Let us know how you feel about it. All right? Peace out.
Peace out.
Yep.